Hi guys, welcome back to my video. Today my video is all about my anxiety journey, and I'm sharing this because I know when I went through my anxiety, it was really helpful for me to talk to people and listen to other people who had gone through it and who are really on the other side of it. So this is here to support you and show some love to you. I know it's so hard if you're going through anxiety right now. I know how difficult it can be, and I really want to do whatever I can to support you because it has been a really important part of my life and a really important part of my personal growth journey. I'm also making this video for you guys, and I want to tell you a little bit about my anxiety guide that's coming out on June 1st. I created this guide and it has so much in it for you if you're dealing with anxiety or if you have and you want to work more on lowering your anxiousness levels. So the breakdown of this guide, just really quickly, it's going to include a video of me talking about understanding your anxiety, what anxiety really is, why our anxiety is really coming up. It's going to be a worksheet that helps you go into your anxiety, identify what's going on with you and your anxiety, and really start to heal your anxiety through journaling. It's also going to include a meditation to help you release your anxiety. And then after that, it will include some more consistent journaling throughout the month. This is part of my monthly membership. So every month I have a guide that comes out. Each month it's a different topic. On June 1st, the month is anxiety. So you can go ahead and purchase just the month of June, or you can sign up and you can see, what's to come for all of the other months. And thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're going through anxiety, I have a lot of confidence that this will really help you and guide you through your healing process. Okay, let's dive into my journey. So my anxiety started a few years back when I studied abroad in Australia. I studied abroad in Australia and I was with my best friend, but when I got there, I felt pretty alone, and it just started to, progress throughout my trip there. And about, I would say like a month in, or maybe it was probably like a month and a half in, I just started to basically live in an anxiety attack. And I didn't really know what anxiety was at that point because I never had experienced it. I had heard about it, I was studying psychology in college, but I never knew what it really felt like to have anxiety. So my first few months of anxiety was really about diving into, what am I dealing with? What even is this thing? And for a lot of it, I really thought I was actually going crazy. And most people that I talk to, they say the same thing. They say, I didn't know what my anxiety was. I thought I was going mental. I didn't want to talk to people about it because I was worried what they were going to think. And so if that's you right now, I want you to know that there are so many people going through the same exact thing right now. There's even more people who have gone through it and recovered. So don't be afraid to talk to people. It's so healing, at least it was for me, to talk about it when I had the opportunity and when I really felt comfortable to get out there and talk about it. So don't be afraid to do that. There's so many people going through it, and it's really, really helpful to talk to people about it. So that was the first few months of my anxiety when I was abroad, and just trying to understand what I was going through. And for most people who know me, they probably don't even know that I ever dealt with anxiety, because unless you're really close to me, because I didn't really talk about it, because for some reason talking about it made it even real. And of course, I wanted to escape it at every moment, so I didn't really talk about it. So I really internalized it all, and I really just tried to figure it out on my own. I started meditating, I started reading, I started doing all of these things, looking stuff up on Google, just trying to do whatever I could to understand what anxiety really was. But I didn't really understand it until I returned back home. My anxiety was still really bad, and then I went back to college that spring. And throughout that semester, I really started to dive into my personal growth even more. And I started to really understand what was going on. I started to do whatever I could to relieve my anxiety and lower my stress levels. So anxiety is really about being extremely stressed out and projecting that more stress and more worry and fear is going to happen in the future. So what you can do is do whatever you need to feel relaxed. So maybe you're someone who needs to take a bath every day. Maybe you're someone who needs to get acupuncture. That's what I did. I started getting acupuncture. I started eating well. I started exercising a lot more, and I continued journaling and reading and meditating. So all of those things added up, and they helped lower my stress levels. It wasn't one thing. In the same way that not one thing causes you to have anxiety. So looking back, I might have thought that what caused me to be anxious was going abroad, but what I can really see now is that was really just a trigger for me. So I was anxious and all these things were adding up, and then when I went abroad, it was like the top of the mountain, right? Like that's like when it all hit. It all added up to this extreme moment and this extreme time. And what I had to do was not relieve myself of that last trigger, which was studying abroad. What I had to do is I had to relieve myself of all the things that added up to that trigger. So don't focus so much of your energy on relieving that external thing outside of you, because a lot of the time we say, oh, this relationship has caused me anxiety, this person has caused me anxiety, you know, my work has caused me anxiety, school has caused me anxiety. That's just one trigger. That's just one thing that maybe is the peak of it all at the top of the mountain. But what we have to do is understand that many things played into feeling anxious and getting to this place. So many things are going to also relieve us. It's not just one thing that we do that, oh, now I don't feel anxious anymore, right? That's kind of a temporary fix, and that doesn't really work. So don't focus your energy so much on that external thing. Let's go inside, let's look inside, let's understand what's going on. That's really what I did, and that's really what we all have to do. I started getting acupuncture, I started doing all of these things, and I started to feel better and better and better because my anxiety levels, my stress levels, they were going down and down and down. It's not really a scale of like, oh, you're anxious or you're not anxious. It's not really like that. What I learned was it's more about where I am on this scale, right? Am I really low? Am I not worrying? Or am I starting to worry, starting to feel anxious, starting to have an anxiety attack up here? So we need to get lower and lower and lower on the scale. And we do that by constant self-care, by constant personal growth, by constant focus and devotion. But usually when you're in a place of feeling really anxious, you don't have another choice and you're willing to do the work. So that's kind of the good thing. Like you have that intention and desire to get out of that awful feeling, and you are committed to doing that work. The last specific thing that I want to talk about is a book that I read that was really helpful for me, and that was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book I read the summer after I developed my anxiety, and this was the book that really kind of sparked my anxiety to like really decline. And this is because from this book I realized that anxiety is a projection of the future, which means I only have anxiety because I'm projecting that in the future something bad is going to happen. What this book taught me was if I can sit in this moment right here, and I encourage you to do this, sit in this moment right here, look around your house or wherever you are, and realize there's nothing right now that's dangerous. There's nothing right now that's causing you to have fear. No one's attacking you. No one's making you feel like judging you. Nothing's wrong in this moment, right? Our anxiety is really projecting that there's something in the future that is wrong. There's something in the future that's going to happen that's going to cause us harm. If we return back to this moment right now, we can see that we're actually safe, we're good, we feel good, we can bring our energy back to that feeling instead of projecting that something bad is going to happen. So definitely give that book a read. I'm gonna link a few other books down below that really helped me on my journey, and I encourage you to read them if this is something that you're dealing with right now. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, if you're dealing with anxiety, I know how hard it can be to live in a depressed state, to live in a helpless state, and I want you to know that you can get through it, that if I got through it, you can get through it, and I'm always here to support you. Anxiety is really something that's telling us to look in. It's really a guide for us to look in and to help us understand ourselves, to help us understand our fears more, our triggers more, and it's a blessing in disguise. I know that can be hard to hear, but on the other side, you will see how it's a blessing. I encourage you to do the work, to stick with it. It's getting better in every moment, and you really, really deserve to live peaceful and to live anxiety-free. My guide is coming out June 1st. I'll link it below when it comes out. Please subscribe, follow me on Instagram, My Life is Roses, and I'll be back with much more for you guys. Many blessings to you.